What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. As promised, I'm gonna tell y'all this story about how my old neighbor, she's not my neighbor anymore, she tried to hit me and my boyfriend with a bat. So I gotta give y'all a little bit of a backstory, and then I'm gonna get right into like what happened. So basically, I was living somewhere, this was like what, the summertime, because we were actually about to move out of this place. Like, you know, at least was up, so we were about to move out of this place, and I was living there with 2 other roommates, right? So my boyfriend wasn't even staying with me at the time, so we weren't even living together. But we had a dog at this time. I guess when she would come over and use the bathroom, my neighbor would assume that, you know, our dog was coming into her yard and using the bathroom, and we weren't picking it up and all that. And I'm like, okay. So boom. So one morning, I was at work, so I wasn't there, but my boyfriend was there because like he had brought my dog over, and like, you know, he had spent the night. So I think it was real early, like he hadn't left yet. And the neighbor came to the door and knocked on the door and was like, oh, you know, your dog has been going to the bathroom in my yard, like, can you come pick it up, basically. Now let me pause the story right here. My boyfriend, he's very nice, like, you know, when it comes to other people and stuff. Like, he's not mean at all. Like, he's pretty much friendly to everybody. So him being the, you know, kind person that he is, he's like, you know, all right, I'll go pick it up. But mind you, while we were living here, we weren't supposed to have like dogs in there. Basically, this neighbor, we didn't know it at the time, I don't think, but this neighbor had already went to like our leasing office and told them that we had a dog there. I don't know how she found out that we weren't supposed to have a dog. Oh no, I do know how she found out, because I guess she had went there to complain about our dog using the bathroom in her yard, and the office manager went ahead and told her, oh, they're not supposed to have a dog anyway. So I'm like, why would she tell her that? Like, you know, like that wasn't none of her business. Like, if you got a complaint, go say your complaint, and that should be the end of it. And that's that. The office manager told the crazy neighbor that we weren't supposed to have a dog. I'm gonna give her a name too. I'm gonna just call her Joe, because she was real freaking crazy. So Joe took it upon herself to like come knock on the door, and you know, my boyfriend answered it, and she's like, oh, you know, she was actually nice about it, asking him if he can pick up where she had used the bathroom. Sorry, y'all. So my boyfriend's like, yeah, okay, I'll clean it up. Now if it was me that answered the door, I would have told her to go kick rocks, because you know, you don't do that. Like, if she was gonna come to us anyway, like, why didn't you just come to us first? Because that actually affected us in the end, with her saying that we had a dog there, even though like she didn't live there, like she was just visiting. We had to like face repercussions because of that. And I just didn't really bang with that, because you know, like, if we're neighbors, like, and you have an issue, like, come to me, because you know, we wouldn't do that. And when we first moved in there, like, we were being real friendly, because it was me and 2 other girls. We were being real friendly to the, you know, because she's our next door neighbor, and she was just real standoffish and rude, and like, we like whatever. But ultimately we found out that she was crazy. So moving right along with the story, he picks up where she used the bathroom at, and you know, he goes about his day, and he comes and picks me up from work. Now, as we're freaking pulling into the driveway, right, we see Joe out there doing whatever she's doing. I guess she was cleaning out her car or whatever. We see her, and we just like, I knew something was like up, because like I never see her outside. Like, I never see her outside. Every time I, you know, pull up, she either be in the car or like in the house. Like, I never see her just outside. So it was kind of like she was waiting on us to come back, which I didn't really like either. So let me tell y'all what happened. So we pull up, and we're there, and we get out the car, right? I'm like, okay, this is the car, this is the driver's seat, this is the passenger seat. So I'm in the passenger seat, my boyfriend's in the driver's seat, so we both get out. So we get out and she's saying whatever. I don't even know what she said. She basically said, oh, you left some, you know, stuff over here and you need to come pick it up. I'm looking at her like, but before I even get a chance to say anything, my boyfriend's like, I'm not picking it up. Like, what? I already went around and picked it up. Mind y'all, she has like 2 or 3 pit bulls that live in her house. So you expect us to come over there and pick up everything, all the poop that we see? That don't make sense because you have 2 big dogs. Like, we not about to do that. So my boyfriend's like, no, what you mean? Like, So then they start getting into an argument and I'm like, oh, here we go. I'm like, okay. I thought it was gonna be a fight. Like, you know, I was ready to fight. So they arguing and I'm like, you know what? It ain't even worth it. Like, she's crazy. Like, she get the cussing and cussing him out. So he's cussing back. So he's like, nah, I'm not about to come pick that up. Like, I already picked it up this morning. He was like, I'm not about to come over there and pick up nothing else. Like, you got me chopped and screwed. He's getting real heated and like, he from Baltimore, y'all. So if any of y'all know somebody that's from Baltimore, like, and you ever seen him get heated, you know how he gets. So it's like, the levels was rising and I'm like, okay, well, he can't fight her because she's a woman. So I'm gonna have to be the one to fight her. So I'm just sitting there like, waiting for something to pop off, waiting for her to get any closer, right? And so he basically was like, chill, like, because we thought she had a boyfriend, right? So he was like, where your boyfriend at? Basically because he didn't want to fight her because she's a female. So she was like, what? Da, da, da. So I kid y'all not, this lady goes to the back of her car, pulls out a metal bat, right? And swinging it around like, I'll bust you upside your head, da 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 da. And I'm like, oh nah, bruh. I'm like, oh nah. So this gets my boyfriend even more heated. He's cussing, he's yelling, but all the while he don't like approach her, but she's approaching us with a metal bat talking about, I'm about to bust you upside your head. So I'm like, okay, at this point the cops are getting called because we don't have no weapons, and if we don't have no weapons, how are we gonna defend ourselves against her in the metal bat? Like, that don't make sense. So I'm like, you know what, we just gonna go in the house. I'm like, babe, come on, we gonna go in the house. We not gonna let this go no further. We gonna call the police because she's obviously crazy, and we just gonna let that be that. But outside she's still talking, she's still doing this, that, and the third, and I'm like, she's obviously crazy because you're doing all this over some dog poop, sis. Please make it make sense. Like, you wanted an altercation to happen. There was no reason for her to pull the bat out. Like, my boyfriend was not walking towards her. He was not doing nothing like that, okay? So then we go in the house and we call the police. And I'm like, oh yeah, she's getting locked up today. I guess she had called the police too. And I'm like, well, what did she call the police for? I guess she felt threatened because my boyfriend was saying that, you know, tell her to bring whoever she got in the house because we thought she had a boyfriend in there or whatever, like a guy, to come fight because, you know, he didn't want to put his hands on her, obviously because she's a female. So I'm like, yeah, she's crazy. Then we call the police, right, and we waiting for them to come, and like we looking out the window to see if she's still out there, like, and she was still out there for a while. But eventually the police come, right? Okay, so when the police come, they tell us all to come outside and basically, you know, give our what happened and take our IDs and stuff like that. So we hear her over there just saying a whole bunch of BS. Like, she telling the police they're not even supposed to have a dog and all this and blah blah blah. And we like, that don't have nothing to do with the fact that you pulled a bat out on us and tried to hit my boyfriend with it. Like, are you stupid? Like, she was swinging it around. Like, I'm gonna show y'all exactly what she was doing. Say this is the car. This is my boyfriend over here. He's just standing here like this. This me. I'm like, matter of fact, I was closer to her than my boyfriend was. So she's like all the way over here, right? And she like, so this the bat, right? She was like, I'm gonna bust you upside your head. You got me effed up, I'm gonna bust you upside your head with this bat, keep playing with me. The police come and we all giving our statements, and we hear her just saying a bunch of BS. So we basically just said, oh yeah, because we felt threatened. We are college students, we live here, we, you know, pay our rent here and all that. And our freaking neighbor is crazy. She pulled out a bat and they had us describe to them what the bat looked like and all that. So they went in there and they got that bat and they put her in handcuffs just like she deserved. And yeah, they took her off to jail. And that was it. Well, that wasn't it, because tell me why she tried to basically get a restraining order on my boyfriend. So tell me how that makes sense, y'all. I was like, okay, so we had to go to court for that. And of course she didn't, you know, get the restraining order, like, because there was no reason. First of all, we didn't even live there. Like, shortly after that happened, we moved. So that was number one. And number two, my boyfriend did not threaten her. She's the one that, you know, threatened to hit him with a bat. And then we had another case for that. But that other case, we ended up not knowing what really happened because we didn't care. The court date, it kept getting delayed, and like we had things to do. So I don't know. I hope they sent her to jail though. And if they didn't send her to jail, I don't care. Like, she just need to know that she can't be pulling out bats on people. Now, usually like when I do a story time, like there's a lesson learned. I mean, I guess there is a lesson learned here. Don't really underestimate like who people are, because like you never know who's crazy. Like, I never would have guessed in a million years that she would have pulled out a bat, like, over some dog poop, y'all. Like, so that's one lesson learned. And then something else is like, just be aware of your surroundings, and like if you move somewhere, just be aware of the neighborhood and your neighbors, because that lady very well could have been very crazy, and you know, who knows what she could have had besides a bat, you know. Don't get me wrong, I understand having like, you know, a little weapon to protect yourself, you know, when people are trying to hurt you, but in that circumstance, that's not what that was. We obviously are way younger. Like, she looked like she was about in her 40s. So we obviously were way younger, and we didn't have no weapons on us, so that she had no reason. Like, nobody was trying to pursue her and come up to her and attack her. It did not go down like that. So she had no reason to do that. And because she did that, now she in jail. So that's another lesson. Don't always jump the gun and try to be, you know, big and bad and crazy and do all this, because that will land you right in jail, because that's what happened to her. Yeah, that's pretty much the end of the story. Like, we never saw her again. When we were at the court date, she tried to say all this BS, but the judge was like, ma'am, no. Like, he saw right through it. And yeah, that's basically the time that my freaking crazy neighbor tried to hit my boyfriend with a bat, yo. Like, I couldn't believe that happened. But yeah, just let me know if y'all want to hear more story times, if y'all like my story times. If y'all don't forget to like this video, comment down below what was your favorite part of the video, of the story, and subscribe to my channel. Other than that, I'll see y'all on the next one. I love y'all so much. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna see y'all.